Hello, this is going to be my soul's journey channel, and I'm going to be speaking about my spiritual journey. I've been raised half Catholic, half atheist at home when I was growing up. Um, I was full blown atheist for like 15 years. And the last thing that I ever thought I was going to become after going through in Hinduism, New Age beliefs, I never thought I was going to become Catholic. And this is where I am today. And I want to explore how that came to be. My mom was a very devout Catholic, and my dad was actually a very outspoken atheist. And we were brought up in a Catholic environment, like we went to Catholic school, went to First Communion, all of that. But our dad's influence was very, very strong. He was very smart, very, intellectual person. And so we all looked up to him a great deal. And I think that was a great influence in all six of us kids. And but after going through like 15 years of trying out atheism, and I was really into it. I loved to hear Christopher Hitchens speak, and I really liked Sam Harris' point of view because he brought a little bit of spirituality into the secular world of atheism. But you know, I my love affair with atheism came to a stop. I was quite disillusioned by it because I found that it was quite empty. My friends at that time, came together in like a fun little Flying Spaghetti Monster group, and we would get together and try to have like a meaningful get together, but it felt quite empty because it only ended up being like a party, and we you know we just had fun and mocked religion, and that was it. um but very consciously we said, okay, we're going to try and get the good things of our religion, like the community, and get together. But again, it felt quite empty, and so I did go more into spirituality. When I started to do yoga, I did my first teacher training. I fell in love with trying to explore your inner world and trying to understand, why you do the things that you do. Um, and I find that there's a lot of good things that you can maybe bring out of the Eastern religions, and meditation and yoga and all of these things. Especially Kundalini Yoga. I love Kundalini Yoga. It has taught me a great deal in exploring my inner world and into connecting to a higher source and higher being. But again, it didn't feel authentic. It felt like I was putting on, somebody else's religion. It felt like an appropriation. And, from my atheist days, I always have a little bit of my materialistic point of view come in and question and be a little bit more skeptic on all of these energy healings and crystals and people that say that can remember past lives and all of these things. Always been very skeptical of those kind of people. And I do believe there's lots of charlatans out there. Um, but so Kundalini Yoga really goes to the truth, and the whole idea is for you to trying to connect to the truest part of yourself, to your soul, to that little piece of God that's within you. And to listen to your soul, to your heart. And during this process of doing a lot of Kundalini yoga, I started to feel called by Jesus. I started to think about him more and just him, feeling his love and his calling me. And so I started to go to my local non-denominational church. I thought that, it would be probably better, that it would be more modern, that I wouldn't have so many, probably issues with it. I don't know. I thought it was going to click better. And I had a good time during non-denominational phase. I really enjoyed the worship, and I enjoyed the preaching. The pastors were very nice. But one day I was in the middle of worship thinking that I wanted to bring Jesus in the cross in my mind's eye. And I thought, I want to be gazing up at Jesus in the cross. And I know where I can do that, in the Catholic Church. So the next week I went to my first Mass. And it turned out that it was Ash Wednesday. I guess I went on Wednesday. So, but it was very special. I decided to go that day, and that was the first time that I went back to church in over probably 20 years or something. And that was this year, Ash Wednesday. Since then, I haven't stopped. And I've really embraced it. I thought a lot about how much my mom, my grandma, all of my ancestors, this was their faith. And how could I turn my back on my ancestors' faith? So I'm really going deep into my Catholic beliefs. I don't think this is not happening just on an intellectual level, that okay, I am now believing in. No, it's a deep change. Like, to me, it's truly a miracle. If you knew me back when I was an atheist, you would see what a miracle it is that I am now in the Catholic Church. And I want to tell you a little bit more about all of this process, and I'll try to do like little videos about how that's been. But this is, in a nutshell, what my spiritual journey has been.